So I've just bought myself this 1993 80 Series Petrol Landcruiser. That'd be the first time I've ever had a Landcruiser or any sort of what people call SUV, I suppose. So it's a bit of a change. In my life, I've had a 67 Beetle, which is my first car. It was a lot of fun to drive, had a lot of problems, a lot of breakdowns. An AU Falcon wagon, which is about as long as this car, but certainly nowhere near as high. Had a BA Falcon, which also had problems. Had a Ford Focus, which is pretty new, which may or may not have had some problems with a clutch. And most recently a brand new Kia Sorento Sport Plus, which is a really nice car. Had lots of mod cons, cameras and CarPlay and all that sort of stuff. But I just wanted something that was a bit bigger, where I could just chuck stuff in the back, take it to the country, not be too worried about it getting beaten up. So this car's done about 410,000 kilometres, and I've bought it a couple of weeks ago, and I don't really know anything about these cars, which is why I've called the channel Loose Cruiser, because it's going to be a pretty loose journey as I sort of figure out how everything works, get advice. So this is certainly not the channel where you'd expect to get advice from me. I'm no mechanic and I know my limitations, but there might be some things that I'll be able to fix. And what I'll probably do is film things when I fix them along the way, whether it's something simple or hopefully simple, like a light globe, to more complex things in the engine. What I might do now is film the car sort of inside and out and show you some of the things I think might need to be fixed or changed. But my goal with this car is really, it's a couple of year experiment to see if I like driving a four-wheel drive. I don't anticipate doing too much crazy off-road stuff, but you never know. But I want it to go for a long time, be safe, comfortable. I don't actually do much driving during the week, so the fuel efficiency of the petrol is not that much of a worry. Plus, I didn't want to get into a diesel or an LPG gas car because I've never had one of those cars before either. So I thought I'd sort of keep it as simple as I could as I try and learn. So I hope you get something out of it. So one of the big changes for me, coming from the cars I've driven before, is just how high the car is. I've driven a friend's Landcruiser very briefly, which is maybe a little lower than this. It's got some kind of lift kit installed. I'm not exactly sure how high, but a couple of inches, I'd guess. It's also got these thicker tyres, and I can't imagine it's ideal, but it's got two different brands. So on the back, it's got these Minnow trail grapplers, mud terrain, 285, 75, 16, and on the front, same size at least, but it's got Cooper Super Traction tyres. So that might be one of the first things I get changed. I might go for an all-terrain tyre, because I'll probably be doing most of the driving on the road with a little bit of unsealed roads in the country. And as I said, maybe it's a bit early for the sort of crazy off-road stuff. It also didn't come with a spare. Came with the spare tyre holder, which goes under the back of the car. So I'll probably look to get I'll need another rim. And I think these might be the original Toyota 16-inch rims, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'll need to get another one of them plus an extra tyre. One of the other things I noticed on the outside of the car is that it doesn't have the original rear mud flaps. I think the front ones are okay. But the originals cover the flare here. Not every model comes with flares from what I understand, but they sort of cover the bumper and it's not totally secure, at least in this part, but it does the job for now. I suspect I might have to replace the flare in the long run because it's missing, I think, the holes that you connect the original bumper up to, and it's similar on the driver's side as well. I'm not exactly sure what the part number is. I've got the Haynes manual, but that has a lot of the mechanics, some of the chassis electrics, but not so much the external stuff like this. So this one has the running boards installed, which are pretty handy for kids and shorter people to get up into the car since it is pretty high. I think some people take them off and get running bars installed if they do more off-roading to protect the car from rocks and that sort of stuff. But I'll leave them on. This side's a bit flimsy because it's got a couple of bolts missing from underneath. Hopefully that's something I can fix myself relatively easily. So this is the back of the car. Everything seems in pretty good nick. Did come with a tow ball. I might use that to tow a caravan we have floating around in the family at some stage down the track. I think these connections are all working okay. Rear wiper works. Doesn't look like it's got a rear defogging system. Stop light works. It's got the tailgate as opposed to the barn doors. One thing I did manage to do was snap this lower tailgate handle clean off on the first couple of days. I think one of the previous owners had glued it on, having snapped it off previously. You can still open it, a bit tricky for kids. But I did manage to find that part online, so I might film myself fixing that. One of the first things I'll fix. I think this is good for a couple 100 kilos, so unless I blow clean out, that should be right. The cars originally did come with a third row of seats. Didn't come with this car in this case, but I think they're reasonably easy to find online used, but I'll leave it like it is at the moment to take advantage of the space. Just looking at these rubber mouldings you can get that supposedly fit the mould of this car exactly. That might be something I'll think about getting as well. So this is the front of the car. Everything looks in okay shape again. It came with this bull bar, I'm not sure what brand it is. It did come with two spotlights which weren't connected. Not sure if I'll be connecting them up anytime soon. It's also got this aerial which is connected to the two-way radio. I can't imagine a scenario where I'd need to use that radio in the short term, but you never know. One good use of it is it's 2.15 metres high, and the top of the car it's about 2 metres high, so if that's knocking on anything on the way through, I might find myself jammed under a bridge or under a shopping centre car park, so that's a good indicator that I maybe shouldn't go in. We'll have a look at the engine next. I'll just pop the hood. But at this stage it's driving pretty well, it's pretty clean. It did come with the dual battery setup. I'm not exactly sure how to best make use of that at the moment, but that's something I'll explore as we go. There is a power outlet in the back of the car. So I think people install fridges and charging stations, that kind of stuff. But I'll have a look at that down the track. We'll take a close look at the engine now. So this is the engine. So far so good as far as it turning over and getting me where I need to go. I'm not a mechanic. I did get the Haynes manual, so it'd be something I think might be fun to learn. There might be some things on here that I can service myself. Other things I'll take to a professional when I need to. I'll fire it up in a second. You can see how it turns over. One thing that was a bit odd when I bought the car is that it does seem to be missing the compressor, I think it is, to run the air conditioning system. Like, it's just not there. It's not a bad thing at the moment because it's just starting to get cold here in Victoria as we head towards winter. So I'll probably put that off for a bit, but maybe as we get out of spring and in towards our next summer, it might be something I want to fix. And again, might be a part I can get at a wrecker's, but it might be a bit beyond my capabilities to install that and put all the gas in and all that sort of stuff. Apparently they work pretty well when they are installed properly. So this is the dashboard of the car. Everything seems in okay shape in here. Came with this Kenwood head unit. I think it's more compatible with an Android phone than an iPhone. It does work with an iPhone, but can't seem to get maps on screen and things like that, but you can make phone calls and play music, so it's probably okay for now. What it doesn't have is it's compatible with a reversing and front camera, but doesn't have either of those two things. I might get a reverse camera installed. Looks like you have to pull a fair bit of the panels off and this sort of stuff, and I might leave that to somebody else. Came with this two-way radio, which as I said, I don't think I'll be using that anytime soon. Check the four-wheel drive stuff, that all seems hunky-dory. And this unit just looks like it's got the original speakers to me, but it does sound pretty good. So it sounds alright so far. So this car has power mirrors. It also has power windows in the front and back of the car. They seem to be working okay. It does struggle a bit on the way back up and can be a bit temperamental, but usually gets there in the end. So this is the back seat or second row of the car, and they're in pretty good nick. I'm pretty happy with all of the interior of the car. I wonder whether these ones in particular might have been folded out of the way most of the time rather than being sat on. What you can do is sort of lift up, fold out of the way like that. So that'll do for now. What I'll probably do is anytime I'm doing anything to the car, hopefully I don't have any major problems, but if I'm adding things here or there or fixing minor things, I'll try and film and post about that. To see how I go in the next few months, hopefully years, with this car, and hopefully it all goes smoothly. Thanks for watching.